Welcome back to Character Conversions, where I try to bring fictional characters to life in D&D. Today is a request from the Complete Psychopath, and the Daughter of Belialuin, and the Boar Sin of Gluttony, Merlin. For stats, we'll be using the standard array of the player's handbook, divided up as you see here. Obviously, intelligence is our most important stat. We will prioritize all mental statistics, as Merlin's main concern is all things magic, with dexterity bringing up the rear. For race, while Merlin is human, she is of a subset of humans called the Wise Men. We could go with variant human for this, but Merlin's true form is that of a small child, so instead we're going to go with gnome, specifically the mark of scribing gnome. This will increase our intelligence by 2 and our charisma by 1 to a 17 and 14 respectively. Our base speed is 25 feet, we have dark vision out to 60 feet, and we gain gnome cunning, gifted scribe, and scribe's insight. Gnome cunning gives us advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saves against magic. In my opinion, this is actually a good representation of her resistance to possession and curses that she got from the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. Gifted Scribe allows us to add a d4 to the result of any history check or ability check that involves calligrapher supplies. Scribe's Insight grants us the Message cantrip and the ability to cast Comprehend Languages once per long rest. At 3rd level, we'll be able to cast Magic Mouth as well. For background, we were raised by a city of wizards and given books instead of love. We're going with Sage, granting us proficiency with the Arcana and History skills, the Researcher feature, and we can speak Celestial and Infernal. With the Researcher feature, if we come across a question that our intelligence and skill bonuses are not high enough to answer, we at least know where to go find it. A good representation for a glutton for knowledge. For class, I don't think it will be a surprise that we're going with Wizard. This gives us a d6 hit die, proficiency with intelligence and wisdom saves, no armor, and for weapons we have daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. For our 2 skills, we'll pick up Medicine and Religion. As a first level wizard, we gain 3 cantrips, 6 first level spells, and Arcane Recovery. For cantrips, we'll grab Firebolt, Mending, and Minor Illusion. For our spells, Chromatic Orb, Featherfall, Identify, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and Shield. Trying to go for a nice basis of spells for Merlin. As the Sin of Gluttony, we want to eventually learn all spells, so there's not really a wrong choice to go with. At 2nd level, we choose our School of Magic. While Merlin's ability is Infinity, that would clearly never be able to exist in 5e, so instead we're going to look at some of her other powers to represent. Absolute Cancel and Perfect Cube were some of her most notable and most often used spells, and most represented through Abjuration magic, so we'll be going with the School of Abjuration. Abjuration Savant will halve the time and gold required for us to copy Abjuration spells into our spellbook. Next we gain Arcane Ward, one of my favorite abilities. Now when we cast an Abjuration spell of 1st level or higher, we essentially create a pool of temporary hit points equal to 2 times our wizard level plus our intelligence modifier. That lasts until we finish a long rest. Whenever we cast an Abjuration spell of 1st level or higher, the ward regains hit points equal to 2 times the level of the spell. Right now it may only be an additional 4 hit points, but we can replenish it each time we cast a spell like Shield, so it will help us while we're in melee duking it out with mages. Finally, we gain another 2 1st level spells, of which we'll choose Ray of Sickness and Witch Bolt. As a 3rd level wizard, we choose our first 2nd level spells. We'll grab Enlarge/Reduce and Mirror Image. We can shrink a giant down to normal size, or return them to it, and Mirror Image will give us some much needed defensive ability. At 4th level, we gain our first ability score improvement. We'll trade this for the feat Shadow Touch to further represent our gifts from the Demon King. This will increase our intelligence by +1 to an 18 and give us the Invisibility and Disguise Self spells, and the ability to cast them once per day for free. Next, we gain 1 cantrip and 2 spells. Our cantrip will be Ray of Frost to complement our Firebolt, and for spells we will grab Levitate and Blur. As a 5th level wizard, we gain our first 3rd level spells. We're going to of course go with Counterspell and Dispel Magic to help represent our Absolute Cancel and Cancel Magic spells. 6th level Abjurationists gain Projected Ward, allowing us to use our reaction to grant a creature within 30 feet protection of our Arcane Ward. Should the damage they take reduce the ward to 0 hit points, they take any remaining damage. Finally, we gain another 2 3rd level spells, of which we will choose Fly and Haste. As a 7th level wizard, we gain our first 4th level spells, of which we'll be choosing Banishment and Dimension Door. We want to be able to teleport ourselves to safety and our enemies into harm. 8th level wizards gain another ability score improvement. We will trade this for another feat, the counterpart to Shadow Touched, Fey Touched. This will increase our intelligence by +1 to a 19 and give us the Misty Step and Hex spells. This feat is also helping us represent the gifts given to us by the Supreme Deity. In addition, we gain another 2 4th level spells, of which we'll be choosing Greater Invisibility and Ice Storm. As a 9th level wizard, we gain our first 5th level spells, and we're going to grab Cone of Cold and Hold Monster to improve our offensive abilities a bit. As a 10th level Abjurationist, we gain Improved Abjuration. Now when we cast an abjuration spell that requires us to make an ability check, like counterspell or dispel magic, we add our proficiency bonus to the check. We now have proper representation of absolute cancel and magic cancel. In addition, we gain another cantrip and another 2 5th level spells. We will be choosing Chill Touch for our cantrip and Seeming and Telekinesis for spells. Seeming lasts a bit longer than Disguise Self if we want to walk around looking like an adult Merlin. As an 11th level wizard, we gain our first 6th level spells. We will grab Chain Lightning and Disintegrate. 12th level is our next ability score improvement. We will trade for a feat once again, picking up the Keen Mind feat. This will increase our intelligence by +1 to 20, capping it off, making it so we always know which way is north, the number of hours before sunrise or sunset, and we're able to recall anything we have seen or heard within the past month. For our 2 spells this level, we will pick up Guards and Wards and Magic Jar. Magic Jar is the closest thing I can think of as to how we possessed our sacred treasure. The item itself probably has an ability that allows us to keep using our spells while we are in it rather than being inert. Or perhaps it's also sentient and actually counts as a familiar. There's plenty of ideas we could go with here. As a 13th level wizard, we gain our first 7th level spells. We will grab Force Cage and Teleport. Force Cage is obviously our perfect representation of Perfect Cube. At 14th level, we gain our final ability as an Abjurationist, Spell Resistance. Now we have advantage on all saving throws against spells. Finally, we gain another 2 7th level spells. We'll grab Crown of Stars and Plane Shift. Crown of Stars for some added offense, and Plane Shift to send Bond to Purgatory. As a 15th level wizard, we gain our first 8th level spells. We'll go with Feeble Mind and Illusory Dragon. Feeble Mind is perhaps how we depower a 10 commandment and keep them captive, whereas Illusory Dragon is our stand-in for being able to create an illusory army. 16th level is another ability score improvement. We will trade this for the Eldritch Adept feat and pick up Armor of Shadows. This will allow us to cast Mage Armor at will. Mainly, we just want to have an ability to make sure our Arcane Ward is always at maximum power. For spells this level, we'll grab Demiplane and Maddening Darkness. Demiplane for when we want to keep things like our allies' sacred treasures, and Maddening Darkness to better represent the dark magics of the demon realm we have access to. As a 17th level wizard, we gain access to our first 9th level spells. We'll grab Meteor Swarm and Wish, two of the most powerful spells we can. 18th level, we gain Spell Mastery, allowing us to choose a 1st and 2nd level spell and be able to cast them at their lowest levels without expending a spell slot. We'll go with Shield and Mirror Image. With our lower AC, we want to be as hard to hit as possible. For spells this level, we'll pick up Shape Change and then dip back into 6th level spells to grab Contingency. At 19th level, we gain our final ability score improvement. We'll take Metamagic Adept, granting us 2 sorcery points and 2 metamagic options. We want Extended Spell and Empower Spell. Extended Spell is the closest we can get to infinity, allowing us to double the duration of a spell. An Empower Spell will represent our ability to amplify the effect of spells. 20th level, and the capstone of our build grants us 2 signature spells. Now after a short or long rest, we can choose 2 3rd level spells. We will always count as having these spells prepared, and they don't count against our maximum. In addition, we can cast each one once at a 3rd level without expending a spell slot. We can change these each short or long rest, but for Merlin I'd probably be going with Counterspell and Dispel Magic most of the time. For 2 spells this level, we'll pick up Time Stop and Foresight. Merlin may only have 1 9th level spell slot, but she's a glutton for the most powerful of spells. End result sees us with an average of 72 hit points and an AC of 14 with Mage Armor. Holy crap, are we squishy. Though we have advantage on all saves against spells, our AC can reach 19 if we cast Shield, and our Arcane Ward gives us an additional 45 hit points, which we can luckily refill with our castings of Mage Armor and Shield. You definitely want to keep Mirror Image up as often as possible for added defense as well though. Our main goal should be defense and support. Our Abjuration spells are second to none. Enemy spellcasters will find it quite difficult to get around our Counterspell and Dispel Magic, due to our improved Abjuration abilities. In addition, we can slap spells like Haste on our allies to represent Power Limit Break. Should battle turn for the worst, we have our own immensely powerful spells to fall back on, like Meteor Swarm, Chain Lightning, and Disintegrate. Other than that, just remember to always be on the lookout for new spells described into your spellbook to properly represent our hunger for knowledge. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment your opinions or suggestions for new builds. I hope all your 20s are natural, and I'll see you next time.